The Stones and Brian Jones, Nick Broomfield's energizing documentary. Although he is most commonly known as the Forgotten Stone, Brian Jones was not only a founding member of the world's greatest rock and roll band, but he was also the band's original focal point, along with Mick Jagger. The Stones and Brian Jones dives into the 7 years that passed between the foundation of the band and Jones' untimely death, all the while seeking to examine his complicated and frequently sinister nature in an effort to gain a better understanding of his stratospheric ascent and tragic fall. Although Jones was not the first member of the Rolling Stones to lose his job as a result of the band's early success, that distinction goes to keyboardist Ian Stewart, who was let go because the band didn't think he was attractive enough. Jones was the first member of the band to pass away. Who was to blame for this mess? This documentary, which features new interviews with many of those closest with the late singer, including former bassist Bill Wyman, as well as archival video with the Stones, Jones' controlling parents, Paul McCartney, and even Jones himself, actually provides the answer to the decades-old enigma. Jones was a renegade who found affinity with Jagger and Keith Richards, who shared an interest of rhythm and blues. Jones had a difficult upbringing in a working-class environment with parents who disapproved of his musical aspirations. As a result, Jones was a rebel. And that was the original musical objective of the Rolling Stones, to promote rhythm and blues to a bigger audience all over the world. Jones rapidly experienced success on a level that was comparable to that of the Beatles, and he reveled in all of the accoutrements associated with that success. So, where did we go wrong? As the movie makes clear, Jones was a casualty of the band's formative years, which, in plain English, means that he was a victim. Andrew Oldham, the band's manager, came to the conclusion that the Rolling Stones could only go so far as a rhythm and blues cover band before falling into obscurity. He also spotted Jagger and Richards' chemistry, so he compelled the duo to polish their songwriting talents by having them compose music for other artists at first, and subsequently for the Rolling Stones themselves, respectively. Jones was on the outside looking in after being excluded. Because he was unable to compose music and hesitant to deviate from the path that the band had first set out on, his position in the band worsened. Instead of recognizing his diminished role, cultivating his talent to write songs, and fighting back, he descended into a blur of substance addiction, paranoia, and booze. Because of his increasingly destructive behavior, the band had no choice but to ask him to leave. Then, just as the Rolling Stones were getting ready to reveal their new member Mick Taylor, Jones was discovered dead in his pool. This documentary, which was well made, provides new insights into the multifaceted man who was once a major member of the band that we still know today. This is in contrast to recent ho-hum Stones movies such as the frivolous Crossfire Hurricane, which was produced. On November 7, a one-night-only screening of the Stones and Brian Jones will take place in theaters across the country. The next day, November 17, it will be available both in select theaters and as a streamable product on Apple TV+. It is a must-see not only for fans of the Rolling Stones, but also for anyone who has ever said, "I know it's only rock and roll, but I like it."